Hi, this is the podcast for awareness in London about mental health. I am here with two students, which is
Milan.
And Ishmael.
and this is going to be very great because obviously I need to learn how to improve my documentaries and stuff, and they can help me out and give me information. This is going to be a discussion about mental health awareness, and they will support me throughout the project, and I will learn a lot from them. So guys, how are you doing?
Yeah, it's quite a cloudy day, but I'm good.
Yeah, I could say the same thing really.
So, my first question is, what do you know about mental health, and how do you believe it can, as a community, we can improve?
Well, mental health is, a lot of people when they say mental health, they think of it as a bad thing, but I think they need to understand that mental health can be good in some ways as well. It's not just negativity.
Yeah, I believe like mental health is just the way how things are just like controlled in your mindset and just like how people just process things and like understand and how they're responsive to like certain stuff. Like it's just in control of like their own body.
Yeah. Do you know any artist who has a mental health issue?
So what artists? I
Artists.
mean,
Artists as in rappers, it can be a singer, it can be an actor.
You know what he means.
Eminem, I'm guessing.
Do you believe he has mental health?
He may have. He used to get bullied when
I
he was
think
younger.
I believe that doesn't mean anything, but I believe Amy Winehouse, she had some sort of mental health, especially when she with her alcohol problem.
It's quite interesting that you actually said that, you know, people with mental health is not always negative, because did you know Kanye West has a bipolar disorder? And this actually helps him make music because it makes him creative. It gives him the highs and lows to be creative, and it has inspiration from it.
Yeah, because bipolar, I believe like bipolar doesn't always have to like mean that you're gonna everything bad's gonna happen. Like it could make you overjoyful and overexcited, and like in your vision you see everything as fun, happy and fluffy.
Yeah. It's really good that, you know, students will know about artists because it can actually inspire them and it can help out. What do you think in a documentary of mental health awareness that students will benefit from? What should I inform them about?
I would say definitely how to overcome mental health like problems and how to solve them. That would be a major hit.
Well, just probably to do some research on like what it means to be in a mental health situation and try and discover it in your own way and try and just to see that you can ease it, because you can't really remove it, it's always in you.
Do you believe that it is more important to target younger audience or have target adults?
I would say you need both, but
Yeah.
personally I think maybe adults, because adults have more responsibility than children.
Yeah, personally I believe both, as again adults are more into that stuff and adults see more visually into mental health, as children don't actually physically are not physically aware yet, and they're still learning the process and the development of mental health.
Also, I just want to point out that children, whenever they have something, they can talk to their parents or relatives.
It's
But
not
adults, it's like
It's not even that, it's like children are learning from a young age, so there'll be time for them to see things before it happens or the thing does end up happening to them, whilst adults is a bit already into the stages and it's harder to get out of.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You know, from if you teach them from young about mental health issues, it can actually help them as they get older, because they already have education about how to support yourself individually. Another question I was going to ask: everyone has phones these days. Everyone's using technology. Do you believe technology has an impact on the role of mental health?
definitely
Yeah.
100%. For
Yeah, I
example,
believe so.
I'd like to point out, so
Social media kind of brings in a mental health effect as well, because like these days the things being posted, I feel like a lot of people are trying to compete with each other to like everything that they're doing in their life has to be said on social media to prove a point in order for everybody to be like jealous and a lot of that. And I believe that puts other people into like anxiety or depression, because they can sometimes lead to like, I wouldn't say not just cyberbullying, but it just puts them under depression. Really, it just affects them in a unnecessary matter.
Yeah, I would like to say that social media definitely, it depends how you see it, but personally it's definitely because it's, for example, Instagram, a lot of people post on their stories that they're always happy, and they're always, people have two sides. They will have a side which the world wants to see, and then they have a side which only you see.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
when they-
like people would like post only positive thing. No, I wouldn't like. I think people would mostly more post themselves enjoying themselves, having a good time, living their life, and like sometimes people can share their depression on social media for attention, and if they don't get the attention, then that will trigger their minds.
Yeah, and is a false. So basically, in this world of social media, you're saying that some things can be false. For example, them living the best life, but really and truly, in real life, they're depressed.
Yeah.
Well, for example, some rich people, some traders, as you see online, they like, oh, come trading, you become very rich. But
Yeah, I know what
actually,
you're talking about.
yeah, but actually, like, I've spoken to a few. They're actually quite broke deep down. They're like, they don't tell anyone, but they're financially they're actually quite.
Yeah, I think
crumbling.
people would like hide like the personal reality type of things, and they will only like split it up and post part of their stuff to make it look like they're living better than everyone else.
To be honest, social media is just pretty much a competition. It's like which one has the most.
It just
interesting life.
doesn't. It just puts you off your own self, and you can't really do anything for yourself anymore without having the need to be like that other person. And if you're not like that other person, and you're not in that league with them, then that just puts you in an
Puts you off.
Yeah, puts you off in a devastating state.
Do you believe that social media can, if used right, it can be a powerful tool to raise awareness about mental health?
It could, because as a lot of people love to go on social media and discover new things. They can discover something like that. Like, for example, they would Instagram and Snapchat they would have adverts in between posts to just keep you up to date with what's happened today, or just to bring more of an interest to. It's more like commercial, but I think putting stuff up like that will kind of help people attraction and appeal them to start training into mental health.
That's interesting because personally I disagree. I don't think social media can help with mental health
How comes?
as much. It's just social media and mental health. I would say that if I wanted help, I'd go and talk to someone in person.
Like
rather than,
counselling.
yeah, rather than social media because
Yeah, because
Just-
I agree.
that's interesting because my mum is a counsellor and she likes to help people through stress and people that go through stuff like a lot of with mental health. So that's a good idea.
that is wow. That is. I never knew your mum was a counselor.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah, she is.
The thing is, yeah, I think social media can be an actual great tool because at the end of the day, you can see artists. For example, Dave has already brought out an album about Psycho. I mean, it's quite good, and he talks about, you know, you should listen to his lyrics. Also, Stormzy, he has an interview, and he talked about his mental health awareness, and I believe this actually impacts his audience. You know, it helps them. You know, helps them come out about their mental health and stuff. Do you think? So where are you from?
I'm from here,
Yeah, where's that location?
Hackney.
You're from Hackney,
Islington.
Islington. Do you think the environment you grow up in can change your mindset, as in mental health, and create?
Definitely,
Disorders.
definitely. For example, if you're Bengali, then if you're from Bengali culture, then you're taught like a very strict lifestyle. So, go to school, study, come home. That's it. You have no really outside connections, which is I'm just speaking from my experience. But when I see other people, it's like they're allowed to go out more. They're allowed to stay out till late. Personally, I didn't have that.
That's basically in my relation. I can relate because like not exactly like Bengali culture, but like in Caribbean culture, you just go to school. It's a lot stricter, and you'd have to do things at a certain time.
Yeah, and it contradicts with the Western world, innit?
Yeah.
And that's a big problem. I have experienced that myself. Do you think religion can impact mental health as well?
You could, well, dependent on like what type of culture, like for example, what is it like for the Muslim culture?
Religion, it could, but in the end, it will always be for the good either way. So, for example, if say you have no friends because you're always praying, yeah, that could make you feel bad mentally, but it's just like you have to think that it's for a good cause.
Yeah, but some people like would rely on their religion to help them. Like for example, because your god in your culture is Allah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, it's true. I think at the end of the day, if you don't know yourself, it can cause problems. If you're contradicting with yourself and your personality, it can cause problems. Like for example, as you said, social media. You know, everyone wants to live up to a certain type of life, which
They want to live a life which they don't have, but they want.
exactly.
They want to
Same-
live in life.
The same with religion. The same with everything we talked about this discussion is about living up to someone else's life, and I believe that actually creates mental health issues. For example, paranoia. You know, am I getting enough likes, or am I getting enough something else?
Yes.
Am I getting enough
Enough
followers?
viewers.
Yeah, you know, or you know, also for physically as well. I think. What do you think about physical side? Do you think physically it can affect your mental health?
Well, for example, social media as an example. If you don't get enough likes, you might just get stressed out. You might become very angry. You might even self-harm. It sounds crazy, but I've heard stories where people self-harm because of social media. So yeah, definitely.
Physically.
Yeah. You can self-harm if you don't get enough likes.
Yeah, I mean, not about the likes bit, but if I can, this is where I can relate to obviously cyberbullying, because that could put you under depression, and because a lot of people will be attacking you online and threatening you, and a lot of stuff can be happening like that, and then you're not getting what you want,
Yeah.
and then up to that extent, you feel like you want to just end your life, and people can like commit suicides and just do anything just to get themselves out of that worry, and like that's pretty concerning, because a device and a computer shouldn't be able to dictate your mental reality, your physical reality, visually.
Do you think exercise helps with mental health?
Yeah, it could like release
Release
the nerves in your body, and anxiety and stress. And I mean, exercising can kind of like open up your mind a bit more, give you more of a clear mindset. What do you think?
So exercise, it can. So mental health. I mean, if people keep constantly calling you fat or ugly, that could lead to a state of depression.
I agree.
And it could, but overall, I haven't heard many stories. So,
Well, there have been certain stories.
well,
of it.
on the ugly parts and like fat stories, yes, but in general, exercise and mental health, personally, it's just I haven't heard much. So.
Well, I mean, exercising and mental health, like some people can worry about their weight, if they're getting big enough, or if they're not losing enough weight, am I not eating it healthily? I'm worried I'm gonna get sick. Some people will try to keep the most healthiest lifestyle they got, and try and not eat junk food and all of that, just to make sure their body's clean, and they will overthink it, and they will overdo stuff, and you can't do too much of everything.
Yeah,
that's
just
very
speaking
true.
on that, a lot of people, they want to be like their favorite celebrities. So, for example, a lot of people want to be like Kim Kardashian and her face, which, well,
Face.
they want to have her face or other body parts, which I do not want to talk about.
Yeah.
And then when they spend so much money on plastic surgery, they're now scarred for
They're not
life.
fulfilled.
Yeah, that's a thing really, because like a lot of people, I see documentaries sometimes where people get surgery like on their lips, on their nose, on their face, on their eyes, even on their bum. Like
But it's true though.
it's true.
Yeah,
It
fair.
unproportions your body, and you're trying to be something that you're not physically, and that's damaging your body.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Wow.
I can't disagree about that.
Sure,
It
but
does
I
damage.
actually,
You know, things like these, like living up to their expectations, can change your mindset for the worse. For like, you know, it can create a negative mindset. You're always paranoid. You're always depressed. You're always stressed. Do you think work, as in school, can actually, you know, affect you as well?
Definitely, without
of
doubt.
course. It's,
So let's GCSEs for example, definitely, because
that's the biggest time to get stressed out, and even if you're having revised enough or you think you haven't done enough, and then when it comes closer to the time or the day and you're worried that you're gonna fail and you just want to live up to an expectation, like whether you want to be going to sixth form or you want to get into a higher tier college or a master's degree or anything, just that any of that can stress you out.
Of course.
yeah,
Even
so
just
It's
achieving
living
something.
up to that expectation and the
if-
pressure.
And it's the pressure, not only because of the future it holds for you, but probably some people might do it for the sake of like their parents' beliefs. Like, so they're
definitely,
doing,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah,
And-
100%.
I think GCSEs are overhyped though.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
all
overhyped.
So for example, my head teacher, she was like, GCSEs will be the most important exam you'll face in your life. Now, personally, back then, I was thinking, no, what about uni? Because without uni, you can't get a job. And then every teacher in the school, they were hyping up GCSEs so much, and then that made me feel so pressured because I couldn't revise no matter what. I went to so many interventions, I just couldn't get the grades, and that just put so much pressure on me. And I still managed to fluke it, but it's overhyped. GCSEs.
yeah, I think they just overpressurize it, and it's stressful. And I believe, like, the way the system works in that field, it should just lower down and try and make it less less pressuring for those that wanted to try hard, because it's basically taking everybody on a place where they all have to be in the perfect field, which doesn't have to be the case, and they're just dictating your skill on paper.
Yeah,
Mm.
speaking of school life as well, that is without doubt secondary school always be the hardest because there's a lot of, it's just a change. For example, primary school is regarded as safe, but secondary school
Is
there's
that
a
the
lot of
evolution?
violence.
Like when your whole life evolves from a cheerful, happy person, everybody's nice to you, everything's the same, everything's everyday happy.
So the
and
dramatic change can affect you.
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely. Like, I remember when I first started secondary school, from the most happy and egotistic vibe and atmosphere in my primary school, and it all changed to this complete darkness. And, like, the people, like, how the environment was moving, it just changed, it kind of changed me because I did not get a brilliant grade that I wanted. I did end up getting bullied for the first year of my secondary school because I thought everything was going to be the same, and that made me think a lot. I remember that every day a lot of people would like chase after me and try and bully me. Now I'm looking at myself and seeing that I need to change, but I feel like now I have to be aware of this, but now I'm aware, I feel like now the environment is just okay and I'm more settled into it now. I can maintain it and I can be part of it, and I understand the logic of people's perspectives, not as before.
Yeah,
That's a life lesson though.
yeah, sorry about laughing. It was just I had a thought, so it's not a thought, it's actually a true story. So when I came into secondary school, year 7, 8 and pretty much year 9, I was one of those popular kids. Yeah, so those kids where everyone liked me, and then year 10 and 11 I was less popular. I was one of the more quiet ones, and a lot of people like in year 11 especially, when I talked to quite a few people, they were tell me in private, obviously I didn't tell no one, they will tell me about how they want to have more friends and they want to be popular and cool. And then for my experience, year 7, 8 and 9, I prefer being a quiet one rather than being popular, because being popular means like everyone has to know what's going on with you, everyone wants to know where you are every second. It's like walking around with a news crew behind you all the time.
Yeah, I feel like now I've cut that down. Look, I've only let certain people just come into my personal circle because I feel that I can tell certain people personal stuff, and like I can talk to people whenever I can come to them whenever anything happens. But I wouldn't go I wouldn't go and share it to everyone, because you never know what anyone's capable of, and they could just expose you or
Yeah,
try
of
and spread it
course.
around.
From my background of secondary school, I have struggled a lot. It's just not just the social wise, the actual examine wise, because I have a disability, not a disability, I have dyslexia, and I struggled a lot with reading and writing until year 9, year 10. I found out about it. That made me think about it. I believe that what happened to me made me stronger. I am not gonna lie to you. You know, I got detentions, I got exclusions, I got permanent thing, but it actually made me stronger. I'm not gonna lie, because for me personality, I know how to stand up for myself now. I know how to talk. If anyone got a problem with me, I'll talk to them face to face. I won't, you know, allow everyone to get involved. I'll talk to them in a private room face to face. And I believe the struggle that you go through is a blessing, because the struggle that you actually go through in life makes you stronger. It makes you more wise. You know, you get what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of relate to that because I'm diagnosed with autism, and boy, it's been a bumpy road for me, and like I had to go through a lot for people to then like accept me for who I am, and because like you, I used to like really mess around a lot and get over hyper and get into trouble, but like I didn't get my like first attention until like secondary school, and I had to go through a lot, and I had to just think, okay, I may have a slight minor disability, but it's not going to stop me from getting to where I want to be. And obviously, I became more determined than anyone could ever be in that case. And now I feel like I'm happy with the life I got, and I'm learning really deeply.
Wow, that is quite powerful stories from both of you.
But what would you like to say?
Not much. I could tell you that if I had to write a book about secondary school and I had to give a brand new year 7 tips on how to survive secondary school, I'd be like, limit how many people you trust, limit how many friends you have. It's better to have 2 close friends than have the whole year on your side, because when problems happen and then you need someone, 99% of them run away.
It's true.
And I would say enjoy it, because I really do miss secondary school. I remember year 11 I used to be so depressed and moody. I was like, waking up 8 o'clock every day. Waking up 8 o'clock, I came late on purpose, and yeah, now I actually kind of miss it. So
Yeah.
enjoy it. That's what I'll do.
So you're saying less people, less problems, less impact on your mental health and physical side.
Yeah, because when I was unliked in year 10, I was like, at first when people used to make fun of me, and then I was like, actually life is better this way, because less you know is like less responsibilities. If someone came up to you and they told you like they were sad and they needed help, you can't say no, can you? You have to help them out. So yeah.
At the end of the day, if someone like wants your support, are you gonna give it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I think the closer friends you gain, if you focus on friends and a small circle, the closer it is, the better it is, because now you can talk with them about anything you want, innit?
Yeah,
But after secondary school, do you think that changes?
Little bit, because adults can have a large circle of friends, but when you're an adult, you're like more mature. So with maturity comes trust. So yeah.
Do you think it has increased mental health disorders throughout life? Do you think there's more issues with younger people or older people?
Ryan, before I would say older people, like adults, but now it's still older people, but younger people it's still rising. More young people are having more mental health issues.
So how can I improve in my documentary? What do you want to see in the documentary? Do you want to see professionals talking? Do you want to see people in the public talking? Do you want to see surveys? What would interest you?
I'd say talking wise, a bit of everyone. You need to talk to a professional, definitely. But if I was making a documentary, I would talk to someone who's in secondary school. Be like, what problems have they faced? I'll maybe talk to doctors, because doctors have stress. For example, they have a choice when they're doing something. They could either kill someone or save someone. A lot of pressure on them, and yeah. Ishmael?
Well, I mean, I couldn't really say more than that. I can agree.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you for helping me. This is gonna be really good for my documentary.
Yeah, I can't wait to see your documentary. It's gonna be so amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah.
This is Ishmael. This is Milan. That's me, actor, signing out.
Peace out.